Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and we are making some more cards in our Christmas series. Today we are making this green card. This is our Christmas club. We make 12 cards a month, starting in July all the way through the beginning of November, or the middle of November. Possibly this year, the beginning of December. We'll see how it goes. It's been very busy. But anyway, you get to make all these cards, and then you will have 60 handmade cards before Thanksgiving, because we make 4 each of all 3 designs. So anyway, let's get started on this one today. All right. This one, so in this month series, in these cards that I'm doing this month, I'm using a lot of things. Actually, I'm going to bring it back in for a second. I'm using a lot of things in here that are retired with us, and I'm doing it for 2 reasons. One, I have been behind in ordering my stuff. Stampin' Up! has been fine. I'm behind myself this season. And I had these great stamps, and I thought, we just have not used it. We have not loved them enough. So I pulled out some old things that we had and thought we could go ahead and try some of those. We are mixing them with a couple of the newer things also in some of the instances, so I'll let you know when I can. If it is old, I'm really just showing you can use just as a sketch. You can order the kit and I would make it as it is, but I'm really just showing you that you can use your things. Just because they're not in the catalog right now doesn't mean that they're so old that you can't use them. So we're going to make this today. Let's get started. We are using this green. This is a spruce card. This is called spruce, I believe, this color. I wonder if I even have the spruce ink down here. I do. Okay, sorry about that. It's called Shaded Spruce. I knew it was a spruce, and then I forgot the first name of it. Shaded Spruce. And so that is an easy piece. This is some old designer series paper. It looks like wood on the back, which is also particularly cool. But we're just using the green gingham this time. And we're using a white panel. And let's see if I have a white panel here. I do. Gosh, I'm crazy today. All right, my white panel is 2 1/8 by 5 1/2. So that means it's going to go top to bottom on my card. And then this piece is 2 by 5 1/2. So it also is going to go top to bottom. It is not going to go to either side. When I put this straight on here, it just lost. You just lost it. It just disappears. But when you put it on the white, it just gives me that spearmint sensation where it just looks really super fresh. So let's go ahead and use a little liquid glue on this. You do not need a lot of liquid glue to hold the card down. I mean, that you can see is really very little altogether. And I'm just going to glue this. Remember, it does touch top to bottom, but it's centered middle, side to side. Hope that makes sense. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so that is all she wrote on that, and it gets glued right on. Not a problem. Here we go. So if you order the kit, it would include all of your parts here. It would include this die cut, but it would not be stamped. You would have to put your own stamp in here. It would not have to be a tree. You could put a sentiment in here and it would work just as well. But you would get all the other parts just in case you had the trees also. The trees that I used was this set here, Peaceful Pines. It is a retired set. I used this one here. It does have a die set that goes with it. Kind of a fun old bundle. If you can tell it's old by the packaging. Look at that. It's when it's still green. Anyway, so this is an older bundle, and I wasn't done loving it yet. So we're using that. And we are stamping our green tree. Let's see. Did I get our green tree out? I do have it out. My goodness. You guys are just being so patient with me, I think. Let's see if you stay with me through this crazy video. All right, so this is the Shaded Spruce ink also, and this is my green tree. I love these photopolymer stamps. I love that I can see through them, so I can really work with the placement. On this, with this die, and this is a newer set, and I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I will actually list it below, but it's all a bunch of tags like this, and with the tags, it automatically punches the hole. So it really is made to put something through that hole. You could, you could definitely cover it if you just wanted to put your star up there. But since I am tying ribbon, it was fine. But because I am going to put a star on the top of my tree, I want to make sure that when I stamp this, I go really low. And so this is the perfect stamp to do it because I can see through it and make sure that I'm still on. I do love these tags. There you go. Perfect. I do love these tags because they have this fine detail in them that I just think is so cute. I wish I had that name with me. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember the name of it, but I promise I will put it in your description so that you can order them because they are current, these dies. All right, so that's going to go on there. Let's get our star. Our star was just punched out of a piece of it's just punched out of a piece of glimmer paper, and so it's just going to go right on there. Normally I would use a glue dot for it, but I don't know where my glue dots are, so I'm just going to use a teeny tiny dot of glue on there, and I'm going to stick that star on, and I'm going to go kind of low because I am still going to tie some ribbon through there. Okay, all right, let's see how we do with the ribbon. All right, so again, I'm using retired ribbons too. This is a white ribbon. I loved that it's kind of wrinkly like this. It's a seam binding. I used a stiffer retired ribbon in some of them, and some of them I used the seam binding, and they're all retired. We do have some white ribbon, and I'll post some alternatives for you in case you wanted to order them. But the seam binding just fits better through this hole. So what I used is the seam binding and this silver ribbon. This silver ribbon is cool, by the way, and it came in this set of silver and gold trim. And so I have a gold one that's more like gold vanilla-y, and then this silvery white one. And what I did to do this, I'm going to get that out of the way so I don't get my hand in it. What I did to do this is just layer them up, kind of figure out how long doubled I want them, and then cut them off. Really no major trick to it. I don't know how long this is. I'm just trying to figure out what would work for me on here. So you really don't need to measure. I could, but I don't want to because I want you to be able to just fold it in half and eyeball it for yourself, and you can always trim them down. Here comes the big trick. Oh, I pulled them apart. Here comes the big trick. To get them through this hole, I'm going to use these dental floss threaders, which sounds ridiculous. They are unused, I promise. These, you might have seen me do this before. It's great for getting ribbon through a hole. It's good for getting baker's twine through a button. It's good for getting your shoelaces back in your shoes. I'm going to put the silver on top. Your shoelaces back in your shoes. If your shoelaces come all the way out or your kids' shoelaces come all the way out, trying to get them back fed in there is pretty hard. Okay, so what you do is it's got a loop end. You're just going to slide your ribbon, fold it in half through that loop, and bend it over like this. All right, so it's already folded in half and through there. And then I'm going to go through here. It does not matter if you go front to back or back to front. It does give you a little bit different look at the top of your card, at the top of your knot. But both are beautiful, so it doesn't really matter. You only want to pull it till it's like halfway through, and then you want to open both of these. Oh, that threader just slides right off then. See, isn't that great? And then you're just going to stick these in here, and that threader, you're going to hold on to it because they're hard to find. They're in the tooth care aisle. And when you find them, buy a bunch of packs. But they are the perfect thing for, I'll show you a couple other uses for them in just a second. So I'm going to slowly tighten, slowly tighten so that I don't rip my my tag. If you rip your tag, it's not the end of the world. All you have to do is if you rip your tag, all you have to do is do like a little pretend. Nobody will know that it's ripped underneath there. You just tape the ribbons down. Hopefully I won't do that right now. I just did it right now. Okay, so if you rip your tag like that, all you have to do is pretend that all you have to do is pretend that you have it attached, and you can tie a knot or a bow and just attach it on. So that's what we're going to do instead of doing that. Okay, normally that works, but I yanked too hard being all excited to see you guys. And then that's how it goes. All right, so I'm just going to do a quick knot here. I'm going to open it up and do a quick knot. Not so quick knot. Well, this is real life, guys. This is how it really happens when you're crafting, right? Your last piece of paper, your last card, you're tired, you've been doing stuff all day, and then you do that. All right, so if that happens, you can just knot it, and then you're gonna just use a dimensional and put it on there. So we're gonna do that real quick. Do I have any that are like whole? I don't. I have these little guys. Oh, we have some big ones. Okay, so what I would do is just flip it over, put your dimensional right on the back there, and it's gonna hold your ribbon down too, and that's not a problem. And then when you go to stick it on your paper, see, it looks like it's tied on. When you go to stick it on your paper, you're gonna use a little glue dot too. And if I can find my glue dots, I'll show you what I mean. In the meantime, I'm going to add a couple more dimensionals on my tag to hold it up. I hope that you just learned how to correct little mistakes. They're going to happen. I've glued cards closed by accident, put them on upside down. It's a little not quite as neat, but once I put the glue dot on there, you are not even going to know really. And I'm going to trim that ribbon down. But see, it still looks like a knot. It still looks like it's tied on. I'm going to cut them at an angle here. Cut you at an angle. This guy's running away from me. Cut it at an angle. Goodness sakes today, let me tell you. All right, so I'm going to put a glue dot right under there so that they do that, so that they stay on there. But I'm not going to do that right now because I don't know where they are off the top of my head. Another thing I'm using is Festive Pearls. I believe that these are retired. I am not 100% sure. If all you can find is regular pearls and you cannot find colored ones, you do need silver and gold in your life. You need those colors. Actually, you need gold. Silver is easy peasy. You can find these anywhere, but the colors are hard. What you can use is Sharpies or our alcohol markers. Don't use the regular Stampin' Write markers. They don't work, but if you use these Stampin' Blends, they're alcohol markers, and you can literally just color on one of these. You can see how I'm doing that. And it will make a red gem for you. Just let it dry and then it would be a red gem. So whatever color marker you have, that would color your silver gems. So definitely invest in some Sharpies or in some of those Stampin' Write markers. The good thing about, not Stampin' Write, those Stampin' markers. The good thing about our markers is they match our colors. So if you wanted, a specific color, we would have it. All right, I'm gonna do this one in the middle. So I always start with the very center. Look at, I got it on me. I got the one on me. All right. And then I do the side, and I start in the middle so that I can space them myself evenly. Okay, I got one here too. Crazy me. All right. That is it for this card, except for the glue dots that I would put a baby glue dot right underneath right here, and it would just hold those babies down. I wish I had some here so I could show you, but it's easy. They come in a roll, and what I will do is just pull these ribbons back, put the glue dot right on my paper, and then just press these on top of them, and it will just hold those on there. And there you go, and it's also how to fix a problem. Okay, so that is the second card in our series for the Christmas Club for this month. If you would like a set, you would get, the ribbon would be pre-cut. You would get the gems. You just wouldn't get the stamped image. You would have to put in your own stamp. All right, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed today's card, and I hope you learned something about don't throw the card out right away. You can still fix it, still adorable. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours, and I hope that you will stop back and see how we make the other card. Have a great day.